In the previous video, we have seen how to attach to the process and debug it. Now we are going to handle the debug events. We also seen the debug events being generated and being printed. Now we are going to write a function that is going to handle all the events. So handle debug event. It takes a pointer to the debug event structure, and we can pass in the reference to the self dot, let's add self here, handle debug event and ampersand debug event. So we are passing the read only reference, and now we are going to print the debug event code. So we can cut this here and paste it in here. Debug event has been generated with the debug code inside this process, and you can also add the thread ID as well. Okay, now we are good to go. Now we can based upon this debug event code, we can access this union according to a particular structure. If the event code is create process debug event, then we are going to treat the union as a create process debug info. So if debug event dot event code is equals to create process debug event, then we are going to print create process occurred. And now the member debug event dot u. So this union should be treated as create process info dot. So inside the create process debug info, we will have the handle to the file on the disk and the process and thread and base of the image, and we also have the start address and the image name. We cannot access the image name. The OS does not gives you the image name. Even for the loading of the DLL, whenever there is a DLL loading, you can see the structure of load DLL debug info. You cannot get the image name, so the OS does not give you the image name. You need to parse the base address of the DLL and read the DLL name. So if we have parsed the PE file format, then we can read the DLL file name. Base of the image, so we need to enclose this in unsafe. So you can go ahead and write the handlers for other debug events as well. So debug event dot u dot load DLL dot base of the DLL. And now let's see for the exception debug event. So in the next videos we will be setting the software and hardware breakpoints. There the exception will get raised, and the exception debug event is 1. So we can use the rust match statement on this debug event code and write the branches, but here it will take so much length. We are going to do this here, exception code. So we will have the exception record in the first chance. So the exception record structure have the information about the exception, whether it is a access violation or the breakpoint or the single step. So the exception code, exception flags, and the exception record, address, and the parameters. Here we have the first chance, so the debugger gets a first chance to resolve the exception. So we are going to return exception dbg exception not handled. So match debug event So let's extract the exception address debug event dot u dot exception dot exception record dot exception address. And let's also extract the exception code. So we got the exception code. We can write a match statement, exception code, if it is an access violation error, we are going to print access violation has been occurred. If it is exception breakpoint has been occurred. And here we can return exception not handled, comma 0. So we can return just this value. So for now we are going to return a tuple of debugger status and a boolean value to indicate whether we need to set the breakpoints or not. So we will come to this second value later, or we can just forget about this for now. So we can return u32 and for everything else we can say debug continue, and we are going to catch that return value as dbg status. Now let's go and run this. So we can see the debug event has occurred, breakpoint. We can interact with the notepad. So you can see here, previously the notepad has been crashed because we are not returning this debug exception handled. We are simply returning debug continue. So the there was an error because OS thought we have been handled the exception. That's why the notepad has been exited. Now I can write any of the text and notepad will not crash. You can see here the load DLL debug event has occurred and the DLL base. So from this DLL base we can parse the content as a PE file format and print the DLL name. You can also see the event code. So we did not write the debug event handler for these codes. We just wrote for load DLL debug exception and create process. So that's all for this video. In this video we have seen how to handle the debug events. We have written a separate function to handle those debug events.